All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. Thanks again for taking time out of your schedule today to be with us to go over what I consider to be the greatest opportunity that exists on planet Earth. We just came off this incredible reading this morning, Eric Wilden. Look, Robert Kiyosaki is hitting all the points, guys, and we've got to get our financial life in order, but we need a realistic way to do it. And we believe that MWR is that way. And that's what you're going to hear and see today, what all the excitement is about. And again, it's called MWR, and MWR stands for Make Wealth Real. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where lifestyle and legacy connect. And this is our lifestyle and legacy presentation. I want to thank Mr. Fernando Ramirez for putting all this together and helping us stay together as a team and create these platforms for us to run on every single day, including Saturdays. And matter of fact, when this is over, when this opportunity presentation is complete, you'll hear from Mr. Fernando Ramirez that will go into our in-depth training today to help you understand what we've got our hands on and how to build this for the future and your family. So think about it. We have an opportunity now to live the lifestyle that we want through this partnership with MWR, and also to build a legacy for our families that they deserve. And if not us, then who? We have an opportunity to do it, but there's some things that are holding us all up, right? But let's talk first about the reasons why we do what we do. Why do we work? We work to maintain our current lifestyle, and we work also to create a future lifestyle, because what do we want to do? We want to leave a legacy. We don't want this work to be in vain. But here are the challenges that we face. These are three critical questions that we must find answers to. One, how do we make more money? Two, how do we keep more of the money that we make? Three, how do we make our money work for us? That is the ultimate question. I think it was Warren Buffett who said, if you don't find a way to generate income while you're sleeping, then, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be forced to work until we die. I don't want to be amongst that number, nor do you. So, because look at the results, basically, on the track that we're on now. You know the old plan, 40 hours a week for 40 years, and expect you to live on 40% of the income that you were earning when you were working full time. That number has changed. It's now shifted to 50 years of work. But look at the end results in that. We're financing a lifestyle instead of leaving one, right? Think about it. What are we doing? We're leaving our families in debt, and instead of a legacy. We've got to change that. So we at MWR, through this partnership, say to you, enough is enough, and we stand behind it. Look at what we do when we talk about the difference that we make in this industry. It's the only opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, that guarantees your success. I said it, and I'll say it again. We guarantee your success, and we go as far as putting it in writing. Pretty bold statement, but look at what we say. If our expert strategist opportunity can not put more money back into your pocket than the cost of the membership in the first 30 days, we give you a full refund. Where else can you go for that to happen in the financial service space? It does not. Listen to me. There's no risk to you. And the only way that you lose is simply by choosing not to participate. And we encourage you strongly to participate in your own rescue. Upload the document, schedule the appointment, give these experts everything they need to help you shift your financial life from where it is currently to where you desire it to be. We got the tools and systems in place. How do we do it? We do it through a membership. This is our lifestyle and legacy membership. I told you earlier, our experts are here to help you. Do what? Keep more of the money that you make your money work for you, and also protect the income and assets that we help you create, because we're in the business of helping you grow. And these pillars you see on the right side of this screen are the exact tools and systems that wealthy people always had. We're going to provide you with confidential and professional experts that can do the work. They're going to do the work, ladies and gentlemen, and you're going to get the results. The playing field has been made even. Talk about strategies. How do we do it, right? How do wealthy people do it? One, they've learned how to shift money back to them. From where? The banks, the government, and big business. How do we do that? Let's talk about it. We help you first eliminate your debt. We can't even begin to talk about long-term success and wealth without eliminating debt. We've got to do that first, right? Let's get those bills off the table. Let's end that madness. Then we're going to reduce your taxes. And also, we have the ability to help you lower your bills and your healthcare costs. Once again, putting more money back into your pocket. How about if you're currently a renter? The ability to put that situation into home ownership. Restore your credit, increase your credit score. All of those things are critical pieces. And to add to it, the icing on the cake, we're going to give you $150 a month in reward dollars. What do you do with that? Well, you're saving on everyday purchases, whether it be shopping, dining, all of that money, once again, back into your pocket. Now, because of these tools, look at the average, what our members are experiencing. $2,000 a month back into the pockets of the average members that are accessing this program. Now, I don't care where you are in your financial life. Add $2,000 a month back into your pocket from your existing finances. You're winning in a major way. That's a big deal, ladies and gentlemen. Now, we put that money back into your pocket to the tune of $2,000 plus. What do you do with that money? Go shopping? I think not. Now is the time to find a job for that money. Let's put it to work for you. How do we do it? Look at what our experts can do. We're going to help you multiply and protect your money and your assets with these strategies. One, our self-banking strategies, as well as our tax and risk-free savings strategies, and also asset accumulation and tax elimination strategies with our trust, as well as our income and asset protection. Guys, we've got all the bases covered. This is how you live and leave a legacy. We're well on way. Once again, we've leveled the playing field through this partnership with MWR. Now, everything that you need to secure your lifestyle and your legacy in one membership, all for just $149.97 per month. Why is this such an important number? Because we know the average cost of a good CPA or financial plan in any city in America is $200 to $300 an hour. Who amongst us has an additional $200 to $300 an hour that they can lay out each month? I mean, per hour to cover the cost of having these experts. Many of us can't. See, we've not been locked out of the process, ladies and gentlemen. We've been priced out of the process. So now, for basically the price of a cup of coffee a day, you get full access to the same tools and systems that wealthy people have always had. Think about it. No contract to sign, all right? You're not locking yourself in long term. No setup fees, none of that. And this includes a spouse, meaning two people have the ability to take advantage of the membership for one cost. It doesn't happen every day. The experts are going to do the work, and you get the results only here at MWR. And also, guys, let me remind you, a 30-day money-back guarantee. If we don't get your results, get your money back. And I don't see anyone standing in line wanting money back because MWR is delivering in a major way. That's why we feel Make Wealth Real is the perfect business. Why do I say this? Well, think about this. Where else can you get paid daily? Every single day, guys. Let me show you what it looks like. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, while someone else does the work for you and for everyone that you refer. There's only one way to do it. Partner with MWR. Become a business partner with us as an LLC, lifestyle legacy coach, or a qualified marketing director, whatever you decide to give the title. Now, your cost, upfront expense, $249, and you've just partnered with the fastest growing financial strategies company in the country. Not only that, you just put yourself in the middle of a multi-trillion-dollar year industry with the ability to bring to the table the solutions to the problem that 98% of the people in this country are facing. With you and I never have to become the expert. We're talking about a one-time setup fee of $100. Think about that. As an ongoing expense, this is your operating expense of $149.97, but we're going to show you how to make that a wash because all you've got to do is refer 3 people and your membership is free. But it gets even better. This team of experts are going to be working directly for you and with you to help you keep growing, protect your money and your assets. Also, we're getting leverage, expert strategies and leaders and systems to help you grow your MWR business. Now, you hear us talk about it all the time. You're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. And that's our strategy and concept with MWR. But let me tell you what brings me to this opportunity and many others. The ability to earn a ridiculous amount of money through this partnership. Earn unlimited daily pay and industry-leading residual income through this partnership with MWR. Let's take a quick glance of what all the excitement is about with our revenue sharing plan. Guys, I'm going to break this thing down. The ability for you and I to earn from $5 a day to as much as $15,000 a day or anywhere in between. Now, I call this my fixed income chart. Why do I call it that? Because I can fix my income to be whatever it is I desire it to be. All I need to find is a handful of people, just a few people that see this concept and understand it. We hit the ground running and the payday comes. I mean, look, it gets even better. We've got a lifestyle bonus in place. Once you get 6 people in your organization, you do that within 1 week, you're making an additional $300. And you can do that every single week over and above the guaranteed income, as well as our legacy bonus. Now, once you hit the level of 3-star executive director, you just open up all the doors to the income associated with this revenue sharing plan. So you have the ability to make $30 on everybody that you sponsor and everybody that anyone else sponsors in your organization. Wow. up to $150 for everybody that joins your team. Guys, we're in a position to win, but it gets even better because MWR wants to reward you for getting off to a fast start. We've got a momentum bonus in place. We take it in 30-day cycles, 30, 60, 90. First 30 days, sponsor 3 people. You're going to get paid an additional $150. All right, the next cycle, that 60-day window, help those 3 do the exact same thing, secure their bonus, their momentum bonus. At the same time, MW is going to reward you $450 for doing that. So let's dig deeper. Get in the trenches and help those 12 people get their 3. All right, they're going to reward you again with another $900. This is upfront money, guys, as you grow your organization. Now, here's the beautiful part about the momentum bonus. They give us 90 days to capture the entire $1,500. 150, 450, 900, total $1,500. But there's nothing written in this revenue sharing plan saying that you've got to take that full 90 days. Many people are doing this in 1 week. They're doing it in 10 days. They're doing it in 20 days. They're doing it in 30 days. I say hit the ground running and take advantage of everything MWR has to offer. Listen, with as few as 12 people in your organization, you're now generating $20 a day, $600 a month. That's somebody's car payment. Now, let's dig deeper. Help those 12 get their 3. You've got 36. Help those 36 get their 3. You've got 90 people on your team making $100 a day, $3,000 a month. Well, let's go for it all. Continue to duplicate that process until you hit the rank of regional director, 2-star. 480 people on your team, $300 a day, $9,000 a month. Ladies and gentlemen, that's well over $100,000 a year. At this point, many of us can make some real decisions about what we want to do with the rest of our lives. We can retire a spouse. We can send our kids to private schools. We can take those vacations that we've have always been dreaming of. We can do some of the things that we want to do instead of trading time for money and staying in this grind. But now this one is for the big thinkers, right? People who really can see it and understand that the possibilities are endless. Hit the rank of vice president director, 6,000 people in your organization. Now, personally, I wouldn't care if it took you 10 years to get to this point. When the dust settles and the smoke clears, look at where you are. $3,000 a day in passive residual income, whether you get out of bed or not. That's $90,000 a month. Ladies and gentlemen, that's well over $1 million a year. Now, you know your hopes, your dreams, your aspirations, what God has laid on your heart, that vision he's given you. You know the assignment. But listen, so what you need to complete it is the financial means, right? So treat this like I treat it. MWR gives me the opportunity, right, to finance the assignment, what God has given me to do. The work is bigger than this. And the only reason you and I are not already doing it because we don't have the financial means. So allow this to be used to generate the level of income that you need to get on with the work that you've been called to do. That's my approach. Take it any way you want. Do it any way you want. But I'm saying if the idea is to be free, you need the financial means to do it. And this is an excellent vehicle to get you there. We're winning on this side. Daily guaranteed income. I'm going to slow this thing down and show you the simulator that we've created that gives you an opportunity to see this on a slower pace, right? This is for somebody who says, I can't go out and recruit all those people. You don't need to do that. Go get one person per month for the next 12 months. And let me show you what it looks like. If the goal is 6-figure residual income, you want to make $9,000 a month, I'm going to show you how to do it. Sponsor one person a month for the next year. So that's 12 people on your team that you sponsored, business partners, right? If you got one outside customer, that's a qualifier that guarantees you the daily guaranteed income. Now, let's say that those 12 people did half of what you did. They didn't go out and do 12, they got 6. And those 6 actually got 3. So, and so on. So think about it. 12 in that one outside customer, you got 13 people on your team or 13 total members paying you $600 a month. You're now a 2-star executive director. All right. But now look at what happens on level 2. 12 turns into 72, 72 turns into 157. You're a 4-star executive director making $3,000 a month in passive residual income. But at level 3, this is where the freedom comes. You've got now 216 people because they've done only half of what you've done. Those 216 turns into 589 total members. You are now a 2-star regional director making $9,000 a month in passive residual income. You only need 480 members to hit the $9,000 a month. We're talking 589. So we've done more than required in order to make this happen. And we've taken the slow road home. Guys, this is not a fast pace right here. Anybody can do it. No question about it. And I want to encourage you that you can do it too. So think about it. Now, our member results speak for themselves. MWR already has $1 million residual club ring earners. I'm fortunate enough to be one of those. There's plenty of rooms at the top. There are plenty of rings waiting to be given away, and we are going to capture every one of them. Now, think about it. We've also got people getting paid every single day. Many of you here are doing that. You're saving more money. All right. You're earning interest instead of paying it. You're building and buying your dream homes through our Keys to Home Ownership program, as well as driving the cars of your dream. You're living their dream lifestyle. That's what we're giving people an opportunity to do, and we're leaving legacies for our family. See, guys, here's what it is. We're winning on this side, and the only one is missing is you. And I say, if not MWR, then what? And if not now, then when? And if not you, then who? You deserve it. I mean, you're built for this moment. It is now time for us to put this opportunity in front of people and share it with the world and show them what's possible, right? So at this point, we've got some choices to make. Either you want some of this money, which is the membership, your cost $149.97, or you want all of the money. You want the membership and also the business opportunity. Once again, your cost is $249.97. And keep in mind, keep your ears open and your eyes open for a special announcement on this coming Monday night. I do believe it's going to happen, which is going to change a lot of what you're seeing right now for the better. So again, get ready, get ready, get ready. Guys, $249 puts you in business with the fastest growing financial strategies company in the country. Not only that, it puts you in the middle of a multi-trillion-dollar year industry, which is financial services. Listen, with this difference, the only opportunity that guarantees your success. I'll read it again. And it says, if our expert strategist opportunity cannot put more money back into your pocket than the cost of your membership in the first 30 days, MWR gives you a full refund. See, we've eliminated the risk. The only way that you lose here is just simply by choosing not to participate. And we strongly encourage you to participate in your own rescue. Now, if you've seen enough and heard enough today to join us on this mission, this ministry, this crusade, this movement, let me be the first to welcome you to the MWR family. I strongly encourage you to get back with the marketing director that referred you, and let them know whether you want some of this money or whether you want all of this money. Now's the time. This is our moment. We say get started now. I'll end with this. Get excited or stay broke forever. Here's what I know. If you nothing changes if nothing changes. We can't continue to do the same thing, expect different results. That's insanity. So we're going to move ourselves forward and take advantage of everything we've got in front of us. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, you've just seen what I consider to be the greatest opportunity that exists on planet Earth. That is MWR, and this is where lifestyle and legacy connect. Now, we're going to close with this. We've already showed you the ability to live the lifestyle and leave a legacy. We don't want you to be the family or the person standing in front, or your grandchildren or great-grandchildren standing in front of the fireplace and looking at the picture on the mantle, and that picture not being you. So this caption says it all. I'll just leave it here. It says, will your great grandchildren remember you? And how many of us right now today remember our great great grandparents? And the reason we don't, probably because they didn't leave anything for us. I mean, is it important? Yes, it's important. Is it worth it? Yes, it's worth it. We have to give our children the best start possible. We've got to do the work now. We've got to make the sacrifices now. We got to make the commitments now to position our families to win. You're winning as you do this, but you're leaving the legacy that your family deserves. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule this morning. I promised I wouldn't be before you long. We're in and out of this thing in less than 20 minutes. I'm going to stop the screen share. I'm going to come out to the field, and my good friend and host, Mr. Fernando Ramirez, can give you all the opportunity to unmute yourself and even open your cameras. If there are questions that you have, now will be the time to get those questions answered. We don't want you to leave this platform today without having a full understanding of what you've seen and heard. Are there any questions at this moment? Okay, Ms. Fernando, I guess I did okay if there are no questions. But anyway, we kind of breezed through this thing this morning. But guys, this is the opportunity of a lifetime. Seriously. And Monday, I'm telling you, Monday, it's about to get even better. We got to position ourselves to win. Listen, for me, Fernando, I've been engaged with this platform for 8 years, and I want to finish this work, and move forward and get on with the things that I desire to do, the things that really lay heavy on my heart. I need the financial means to do it. Committing a few more years to this opportunity will get me there, meaning I'll be free. Think about on any given morning, waking up, never having to worry about money again. That is the desire here. We want true freedom, and we've got a vehicle that's going to provide that freedom for us, sir.
Dr. G.W. Parker, I mean, 8 years, your level of enthusiasm is amazing. It's contagious, you know. I mean, it's the vision that you have put together in regards to what you want to accomplish. And we're a part of it. You know, we are definitely honored to work alongside your leadership, your strength, your vision, your endurance, your enthusiasm, and we're going to get it done for sure. We're going to get it done.
No question about it. 10 feet tall, bulletproof, as strong as thunder. So we're going to keep at this until we knock it out. And we want everybody to come with us on this journey. Finish this work. Let's get it out of the way so that we can get on with the real work that we've been called to do. But we need the money to do it, Fernando. We can't get around it. We can't keep sweeping that issue under the rug. We need a realistic way. Now, if there's a better way than MWR, I'll be the first to say, show it to me, right? But I've looked, I've searched high and low. I've picked up every rock. I've looked under all of them. There's nothing in this industry, nothing happening within this country right now that is more powerful than MWR.
I totally agree with you. That's the reason why in 31 years that I've been a part of this industry, I've been able to appreciate what we have. Dr. G.W. Parker, there's nothing that compares to our compensation plan if you know how to build it right. And obviously, Dr. GW, it requires training. It requires commitment. It requires putting your head down 5 to 10 years to make it happen. And that's exactly what we're doing. And this level of excitement after 8 years, everyone, is something that you can learn from. Dr. G.W. Parker is always excited. See, we get more excited because we comprehend more the opportunity that we have, especially Dr. GW in these economical times. There's so much confusion out there, right? Right now, I think these are going to be the best 4 years for you to start separating yourself from the masses, from this new president, you know, that's taking place in the country, because we're waking up to the entrepreneurial world. And again, you know, we are positioning ourselves with an incredible platform that allows us to be able to enjoy walkaway income.
No
All right,
question
so
about
Dr. GW,
I
are we
wanted to
ready?
begin with this, Fernando, but no question about it. You mentioned 5 to 10 years. 5 to 10 years, sure to me, sounds better than 40 years. You know what I'm saying? The old plan. We want to get off of that merry-go-round. But as you say, with where we are in this economy, with that, what is happening within our country, we now need the opportunity to position ourselves where we don't have to worry about money again. Let's get this done. All the tools that we need have been given to us. All we've got to do is run with it. But you also mentioned something that was very critical as it relates to you succeeding in this industry and even in this partnership with MWR. Training is required, right? So some level of commitment on your part is going to be required for you to show up, to be a part of this, and to take part in what you're going to see next, which is training, which comes from a gentleman who's got 30 plus years of experience in this industry. And I'm not talking minor success. I'm talking major success. He's made millions in this industry using platforms similar to this, and he's going to share with you how he's been able to do it and how you can do it too. Fernando Ramirez, my good friend, regional director with MWR, I give it to you. God bless you, sir.
Thank you so much, Dr. G.W. Parker. I mean, who wouldn't want to train with a leader like Dr. G.W. Parker? I mean, we feel supported. See, it's 31 years of experience in the industry, and we can recognize leadership miles away. And he's actually, you know, he's been able to do that with us for all these beautiful 3 years that we've been able to work together with this incredible platform. Now, nothing good comes easy. Listen to what I just said. Nothing good comes easy. Playing in the big leagues requires paying a big price. The more we want, the more we're going to have to put out of ourselves to be able not to get in the way, but to transform ourselves into what MWR has in store for all of us. Because you can see the beautiful writing here, make wealth real. And then the bottom section says revenue sharing plan training. And I added the word and ideas, because we can have the best compensation plan in front of us, but if we don't recognize it within ourselves, when we make it ours, we got to make it ours, it's going to be there, right? So we got to recognize it within ourselves so we can feel proud that what we have is the best. All right. The entire morning has been amazing. I love what we do. I love our agenda. And I love to surround myself with great minds. You know, Dr. G.W. Parker, Eric Wilner, He provided us so many jewels and gold nuggets this morning with cash flow quadrant. I mean, what a way to start a Saturday. Well, maybe folks are out there, doing grocery shopping, planning their barbecue over the weekend. We are here paying a price. Why? Because we're different than everyone else when it comes to prosperity. We're not relying on on the system of America. We're creating our own economy. See, we're not, drifting around from what the president says, the arguments between Elon Musk and the president, what's going on. We got to get rid of that conversation. I know that it's all over the social media, but it's out of control. As long as we keep ourselves engaged in creating our fortune for our family and our legacy, what's going to come around is going to go around. It doesn't matter, but we have complete control of our own economy. So don't be fearful when you hear things, that are happening out there, because the news are loud and there's huge conversations on everything that is happening. I mean, to me, it's the best 4 years where we're going to learn, what is it that we do best, which is MWR. So the next 4 years, plan yourself to learn from what's going on and equip yourself to be able to protect your family well-being with finances. Okay. So we talked about this morning, which is the cash flow quadrant. And the people that are affected by what's going on right now in the economy, there's $36 trillion in debt, right? It looks like it's gonna scale up to another 5 trillion more. People become fearful when they hear these kind of things. And the people that become fearful are people that don't have control of their finances. They're relying on the left side of the quadrant, which is jobs. See, if you're trading time for dollars, it's time to wake up, right? And if you know other folks that are trading time for dollars, now it's your mission to wake them up. So the people on the left side are trading time for dollars by being employees. We're giving the power to the system. We're giving the power to the employer. And it's all turning into them. Whatever they do, guess what? We're affected by it. So a lot of us want to separate ourselves from a job, and we become self-employed. I've been a part of the entire four squares, and I'll tell you how I got out of the left side to the right side. So we decide to, separate ourselves from being an employee to becoming self-employed, but we're still trading time for dollars. So this is what I did. I was a plumber, working too many hours for too little money, being on the left side, relying 100% on my own personal efforts. I got tired of begging for pay raises for 3 years. See, I was begging for pay raises for 3 years. And when I didn't get one, they always had the excuses, the board members, this and that. You know what? We're not getting into a completion. Our economical situation here is bad. I had to start looking for side jobs. So I became self-employed on weekends. So counting my hours, I was working 72 hours per week. And I said, there has to be a better way to generate income. And you know what? I was open to it. One day, someone came from Amway and they proposed me a little board, presentation with all these little circles. It was the guy that was taking care of the telephone lines from the building that we were working with. He goes, Fernando, I got to offer you something, man. His name was Mike. He goes, I want to show you something that I'm learning. So he brought out the board and, did the circles. It didn't make sense to me. I said, nah, I'm not interested. So I looked away from the industry of network marketing. But a few years later, I was sick and tired because I was begging for pay raises. My two brothers knock on my door. And I had heard from my parents that they were doing the pyramid stuff, right? Selling insurance. And they go, Fernando, prepare yourself. Your dad is helping you become journeyman's license as a plumber. And so don't listen to them. They're going to waste your time. So I was with my guards up. So long story short, they begged me. They didn't literally follow up on me. They begged me because one of my brothers that I was closest to, which is the second oldest brother, our older brother had distance for 3 years, and he came back just to do business with us. He was just, so busy doing his thing, he forgot about family, right? So I tell my brother, listen, I don't want to be a part of this. I'm not interested. My second oldest brother, and he goes, just listen to him, man. We haven't seen him for 3 years. Listen to him. So long story short, they came to the house after 4 follow-ups, which were after 4 beggings, right? How many of you, have that kind of a perspective of people that they beg you to come see something? I had that perspective. So I said, okay, I'll give you both a chance. So they came to my house and they sold us insurance. Long story short, I thought that was the end of it. And we came back, we had a nice conversation, we had a great time. But after the facts, Tuesday nights, I was taking my journeyman's license school. I was on my third year. I had to go for 4 years because I was only going one night per week. They came back again and started to tell me, come to a meeting. See, this is the conversation, right? The traditional conversation where we're not trained. Come to a meeting, come to a meeting. So they begged me. Once again, I came to a meeting. And I'm glad that I listened to them because of that decision that I made back when I was 24. I bought the story of two individuals that were presenting the information, a husband and a wife, of living a lifestyle. What I was making a year as a plumber, working too many hours for too little money, I heard that they were making that in a month. And I said, I have to investigate this industry a little bit better. So you see, I was coming from the left side, trading time for dollars. And I heard a story that got me thinking to move to the right side, which is I would rather earn 1% of 100 people's efforts rather than 100% on my own. I saw this couple, huge group of people were there. The room was packed. And I said, wow, I have to investigate this a little deeper. So when I learned from the industry of network marketing, I fell in love with it because I fell in love with the story. You heard what Dr. G.W. Parker just said today. He's using this vehicle to be able to accomplish his mission. Why? Because this vehicle is so economical when it comes to the investment out of pocket, and you're able to build a network. Write this down. The bigger the network, the bigger the net worth. So once I understood that concept, I said, I see how they're making their money. They're getting people licensed to sell insurance instead of them selling it. And the coach and mentor always used to say, if you have a network, you can sell insurance, he says, and you can sell oranges. It doesn't matter. Whatever product is it that you're selling, as long as it's legal, build a network. He always said that. So what did I do? I didn't want to sell insurance. To me, it was an embarrassment to sell insurance. That's how bad I felt about insurance, right? But it was the vehicle for financial freedom. So I started shifting gears because we get confused. We start selling products and services where we miss the boat. We got to sell this concept of I would rather earn 1% of 100 people's effort rather than 100% of my own. So when I learned that concept, it took me 5 years, ladies and gentlemen, to build that compensation plan to a six-figure income. And I figured everybody was quitting. There were always new faces. And my mentor always told me, every time we have events, take pictures and look at all the names. There's only going to be a handful of people that are always going to be with you, no matter how big the crowd is, they're going to stay with you through thick and thin, and they're going to make it work. Why? Because it takes at least 5 years. Most of us are willing to pay a 40-year game plan for nothing, which is the left side, trading time for dollars, than paying a 5-year price for financial freedom. And that's the problem that we should really consider getting it out of our system so we can compress the time and get the job done within as little as 5 to 10 years. So if you look to the right side, now you separate yourself from everyone else because you're here on a Saturday getting trained instead of planning for a barbecue, right? So 1% times 100 equals income. You times people equals income. You own a system. Acronym system stands for save yourself time, energy, and money. You got systems, you got a network working with you to create what we call leverage. See left side, no leverage, right side leverage. Now you have a network. So when you have a network, you got enough dollars now to start having chances to have your money work for you. Okay. So invest in yourself and separate yourself from everyone else in regards to what you're going to do in the next 3 to 5 years. Because if you do what everybody else does, you're going to continue to have the same results everybody else is having. So the left side is what we need to change and shift to the right side of what you see over here, employee versus entrepreneur. Traditional thinking is where are you now in regards to generating income? Where should you be? So if you are an employee, start learning how to become an entrepreneur. If you're following someone else's rules, begging for a pay raise like I was, start figuring out a way how to make your own rules. Risk adverse, risk taker. The biggest risk of all, make a note of this, is not taking one. People think that they have a safety net, blanket for retirement because they have a secure job and they're not taking risk. Well, guess what? They're relying on the system to do a magical moment for them when it comes to finances instead of them taking risk. You got to take risk. And this is what we're doing here. We're taking risk every single day to be able to improve and how to break away from what the system has in store for us. Spending is a cost, spending is an investment for an entrepreneur. Short-term expectations, long-term vision. Short-term expectations, long-term vision. Let me kind of work this out here a little bit. As an employee, we have short-term expectations. I don't think that's true. We have a 40-year long-term expectation that we're going to retire. So there's a little confusion there. People want immediate results, but they don't understand that they're working on the wrong vehicle for 40 years to retire with nothing. Long-term vision for us is a 5-year game plan. Is that contradictory? You got to pay a price for 5 to 10 years. Long-term vision. It's really not long-term vision. It's a short-term vision, but it feels long. Why? Because there's risk involved. Wait for instructions. Think for yourself. Give up easily, persistent, and determined. That's another contradiction there. Give up easily. People don't give up easily. They work for 40 years paying a price for so little. So they're not giving up easy. They're giving up easy for success to stay where they're uncomfortable making money, which is not enough. So they don't give up easy to that. People stay there for 40 years. So you really got to understand the words and really comprehend what this means. Persistent and determination for 5 to 10 years, rather than 40 people commit for 40 years to work on something that they discover that it didn't work out all their lives. So they're really committed to the wrong type of way to generate income, right? Seek external forces for strength and inspiration. Look inwardly for inspiration and strength. That's what we're teaching you here. Find comfort in stability, willing to push the envelope. You got to constantly push the envelope every time. What does that mean? You're going to be uncomfortable. So write this down. These are jewels that I learned. You got to become comfortable with the uncomfortable. Okay, let's bring this back to an exercise. When you go to the gym, you don't go to the gym to just sit around and wait for the hour to go and say, hey, I went to the gym, and you were probably on your cell phone the entire time. I put my cell phone away when I go to the gym. I go there to what? To become comfortable with the uncomfortable and do my repetitions. I come back to my trainings because I know it's uncomfortable, but I'm comfortable with trainings. I am uncomfortable with maybe prospecting, talking to folks, but I have to get comfortable with talking with people. Becoming comfortable with the uncomfortable is key here, okay? So you gotta always be willing to push the envelope, wait for the right time. That will never come, ladies and gentlemen. You gotta create the right time, which is now. And if you look at the word now backwards, it stands for I won already. You have already won. You got to look the now into I have already won if I am committing to something where I'm going to be uncomfortable to become comfortable. So that's the key to this, what we see here. So look at all this. Apple was uncomfortable when they started out of their garage. Google was uncomfortable when they started out of their garage. Amazon, Harley, Disney, Mattel. Look at the right side. Steve Jobs, when he was starting, sleepless nights trying to make the formula work. From books, selling books from out of a garage, to now have an empire that sells everything through Amazon. See, maybe you have a plan of, maybe he had a plan of only selling books, but the idea started to evolve. Why? Because he developed a system where he would find something that he could sell through the Amazon platform space, that now everything sells through that. I'm telling you, We really have to think a little different than everyone else so we can attract the abundance that we're looking for. So you are already that which you want to be. And your refusal to believe this is only a reason you don't see it. So I want you to start visualizing right now. Let me see how many of us are here. 20. There's 20 of us here. I want you to start visualizing right now exactly what is it that you expect MWR to give you. What do you expect MWR to give you in regards to the compensation plan? Make your expectation as high as possible when it comes to the compensation plan. But here's the other side of the token. What are you willing to give back for MWR to compensate you? And this phrase right here, if you see it in your mind and you feel it in your heart, you're at the right place at the right time. Because your mind and your heart, they need to be communicating constantly on exactly what you expect to see from the compensation plan. I expect to see, and I'm not afraid to say it, $15,000 a day in the compensation plan. Okay, so what kind of price do I have to pay in order for us to achieve that? We got to find a way to get to 33,000 families enrolled in the membership. 149.97. Whatever they want to do with that membership, whatever they want. I'm only here to supply the opportunity because I see 33,000 people actively involved investing in the best membership out there. If they choose to do land banking, great. If they choose to fix their credit, great. If they choose to do precious metals, great. I don't have control of that. Does Costco have control of the products that they want to sell? Sam Walton with Sam's Club? Do people have control of you buy the LA Fitness membership, you can only do bench press, you can only do curls? No, people decide to do whatever they want with the membership. Let them decide. Okay, so now let's talk about a good way to be able to grow your memberships. Mindset to build. You got to think about, let's talk about this first. Daily income producing activities. That's what I teach. I don't teach product knowledge, service knowledge, because I'm not a licensed expert. You can use me for maybe some of the questions, but in true reality, the best way to learn, go to your back office in your membership, click on the button that you want to learn more from, and contact the experts. Okay? And we'll figure out somehow how that service can work for you. But what I teach is daily income producing activities. Everyday assignments, talking to people. We got to socialize, talk about family, occupation, recreation. This is the thing that you got to get good at. This is the product. Can you break the ice with someone talking about their family? Sure, easily. Once you ask, how you doing? How's your family? Oh my God, everybody likes to talk about their family. So how's work? Everybody likes to talk about work. Two things. I'm excited. I just got a pay raise or a position rank up, or I'm stressing out. I hate my job. Recreation. God, we just took a trip to Hawaii, my family and I. Or we haven't taken a trip for the longest. You see how this easily breaks the ice to have conversations, and all you got to do is ask questions. So how you doing? How's your family? How's occupation? How was your recreational time? Everybody likes to socialize. And the letter M is how you're able to identify their motives. And guess what? In most cases, people want more time with their family and they're not having it. In most cases, people want pay raises and they're not having it. Inflation is killing their income. Recreational time, people are not traveling because it's expensive. So you're going to hear more of those conversations when you talk to people. Now you have reasons to say, listen, if I can show you a way in how to spend more time with your family, how to make more money, how to travel more, would you be willing to listen? Anything that you want to put to the FI, you can also say, if I can show you a way how to make more money, keep more of the money that you make, have your money work for you, would you be willing to listen? Okay, now you wait for the response. Proceed with a peak interest video or an invite to an event. Follow up, three-way call with your team leader. Let your team leader do all the work for you. This is what we got to get good at. Picking interest and let people decide. That's all we do. And that's what I've been able to do for the last 31 years. I've never gotten to be the expert. I always use Dr. G.W. Parker, company experts, Wendell Philp, Anna Rodriguez, Eric Wilner. I use everything and everyone in order for me to be able to create the stories, have the conversations, pick their interest, and lead people in the right direction. This is a fun business when you treat it that way. Okay, and this is what we got to get good at. This is 80% of your MWR business right here. Nothing else. This is it right here. We're promoters, okay? All right, so now let's put all this into what MWR offers. As we talked about the cash flow quadrant, these are the two quadrants that we're going to talk about, business and investing. So what does MWR do for us? Number one, you have a business that you can will it, sell it, or transfer it. Think about that. So the bigger your network, the bigger your net worth. If you choose to do any of those things, 5-10 years down the road, you have the choice to do it. How much is your MWR business worth? The only way to be able to find that out is how much you're getting compensated out of the compensation plan. Imagine, say you decide, which I would never do, to sell your MWR network, and it's paying you, let's not go all the way up to $15,000 a day. Let's keep it at $1,500, more closer to the middle of the compensation plan. If you have your business that is paying you $1,500 a day, who would want to buy that? I would want to buy it. If this business is paying someone $1,500 a day and he can pay me that, I would buy it. But the question becomes, how much would that person sell it for you? How much do you think they would sell it for? They would want a good chunk of money. Okay, so think about that when it comes to your business. If I choose to sell my business tomorrow and it gives someone else a lifestyle, they're going to be willing to pay you back a lot of money. Now imagine getting it all the way up to $15,000 a day and you decide to sell it. Mr. Brian House, you know what? I want to walk away from the business. We got 33,000 active memberships. How much can you give me for my business? That's how you build a business. How much do you want to sell your business for? Which is something, it would be crazy to do it, but I'm just giving you an idea. What would you leave your kids behind if you decide to transfer it to them, will it to them? How much income would you like to give them in regards to the MWR compensation plan? This is how you think about your business. Lifestyle, not stress. People buy fun. So you got to sell fun. Next, be your own boss. Next, control your time and income. Don't we all want that? Work from anywhere. Reduce your taxes. Stay ahead of inflation. Accelerate debt elimination. Accelerate investments. Accelerate retirement. Get paid daily. Immediate income, residual income, and leverage. Now, by the show of hands, I want you to put a fire emoji if you like these 13 things MWR offers. Just put a fire emoji in the chat. This is what MWR offers. So when we talk to people, talk to them with power. Power, that's what you talk to them about. You got to think about this right here. Hey, I found a way. If I could show you how to make more money, keep more of the money that you make, have your money work for you, would you be interested in knowing more about it? You're thinking about this right here. And this is how you prospect, with this mentality right here. Take a picture of this. This is the mentality, all right? I like seeing the fire emojis. Let me see how many fire emojis we have. There we go. Put those fire emojis because this is your life right here. This is your legacy right here. Okay. Now let's go now into more the logistics, right? Okay. So what's the formula? The formula is not complicated. First, we got to get you a customer. Let's get it to a customer. I made my investment of $249.97. What is my next step? Let's go find a customer right away. Right away. How am I going to find a customer? I already explained it. If I can show you how to make more money, how to keep more of the money that you make, how to have your money work for you, would you be willing to listen? Sure. All right, so let's find out who wants to be a customer or a director. Let's assume they say, I don't want to be a director. I want to be a customer. Let me try the services first. I got a 30-day money back guarantee. Perfect. You got your customer. Mission accomplished of the first step. The next step is get your services for free. All right. Think about the 13 benefits that we just talked about. So you got to think about, okay, I got to be coachable. I've been told that I got to get my first customer. I got that out of the way. Let me go find 2 other customers so I can get my membership funded. Don't confuse what you hear sometimes. Get your business funded. No, you're not getting your business funded when you have your residual income activated. And that's something that we have to clarify. You want your business paying you money, get your 3 directors. But if you want your membership, not your business, your membership funded, go find 3 customers. You know why I say that? Because I've been told, Fernando, I'm making $5 a day, but MWR took my 150. I said, yeah, well, your membership is being covered with that. It's not that your business is being funded, it's your membership. Now, if you want to keep your business income, find 3 customers. Now your membership is covered. Get that straight. Get that straight. Okay, so you need 3 customers. That would be the first thing that I would do. I don't want to pay for my membership. I want my services included in the membership that I don't have to pay for, so I can invest in the services that are in the membership. If I want to invest what the company is covering for me on the 150 a month, okay, let me invest on precious metals, 150 a month. Let me invest on this. So let's get this straight right here, because there's a little confusion on that. All right. Next step, and you generate $50 on those 3 customer enrollments. So you make 150, and now your membership is covered. Not your business funded, your membership's covered. Okay. All right, now let's make some money. Here's how we make money. All right, Fernando, you already broke this down for me. So this right here, remember, it's not 2. You need 4. But Fernando, you just said 3. This is you, and this is 1 outside of you. You need 3 outside of you to get your membership for free. Now this right here is getting you a profit. Now you're keeping your 150. Does that make sense? Why? Because you're not paying the membership anymore. You got 3 customers that are actively involved outside of you. Now it's time to generate income. Now your business is giving you $5 per day in residual income. You get this formula. It's as simple as duplicating it with others. I got my membership for free with 3 customers, and I have a business that is paying me $5 a day in residual income. On top of that, it paid me my momentum bonus, another 150. You see how the story starts to sound? That you got this lifestyle legacy membership that you're not paying for with all these licensed experts? Yeah, because I got my 3 customers. And also my business is generating me income. Okay. So simple as that, ladies and gentlemen. And now we can start to duplicate a simple formula. And again, I want you to think about this right here. Okay, so once we get to 3 directors and 3 customers, we're making 150. Right here, we're making 150 a month. Keep that in mind. 3 customers and 3 directors pays us 150 a month take home. Okay, now we want to duplicate this formula. We want to go find other people, continue to share the story. But let's talk about this right here, the 12. I know this is the perfect math that you see right here. The 444 is a perfect math if you're able to find people that see it the way you see it. But the cool thing about it is you don't have to find the formula like this, because it's not going to happen. A lot of people are not going to see what you see. They're going to see something else. They're going to get, brainwashed by their families. Don't do this. It's a ripoff, whatever, right? You have control of bringing your 12 yourself if you don't find the 4. So what I'm trying to say with this is don't put your faith on what people are going to do. Put your faith on what you can do. And that's the problem that most of us have. Oh, I thought that this first person that I recruited was going to be my top guy. They're not going to be your top guy. And if they are, well, blessings to you. You might have to control the effort yourself to be able to create the structure. This right here is the game, right there. And then the math is going to start to make sense. But if you think your first three are going to see it the way you see it, it won't happen in a lot of cases. Now, you might ask me, Fernando, did it happen to you? Yes, it did happen to me because I came with a team of people that we were working with before with a practice company. Anna, Elisa, Dania. So those were my first three. We exploded a check right away. Okay. But in true reality, if I am new, I might not have those results right away. So I have to put my own effort myself. Okay. So now maybe it can look like two, maybe someone else going to bring someone, and then that's going to be maybe one person's going to bring four, another one's going to bring three. So you never know. But don't put your faith on people. Put your faith on yourself, because a lot of people, they're going to vanish, and you're going to be very disappointed when they quit. Okay, and they're going to quit. Don't expect them to stay. They're going to quit. By the time that I would expect people to stay is when I'm generating, I would say between 1,000 and above. At this point in time, I know we're going to have people stay. But meanwhile, I don't think about people staying until I get to $1,000 per day. Let me tell you why I say that. Is because with the practice company that I was with, I built my network 4 or 5 times. So that means 3 teams, 4 teams collapse before I got the formula to be able to have success. So from 2009 to 2015, 4 teams quit, completely quit. 2015 to 2022, my entire team stayed because we find the key people. We found Anna, Wendell, Lou Brown, Eric Wilner, and then we found other groups. Okay. So those 7 years were fun years where we didn't have to do much of the work. We were already generating incomes right here. You know why people don't quit? Because everybody in your organization is making money. So from this point forward, you gotta be focused. Get it to at least $1,000 a day so you can kind of start to relax a little bit. Even if it takes you 5 to 10 years, it doesn't matter. Get it done. Get it out of the way. Okay. It's a 5-10 year proposition, not a 40-year proposition that doesn't work. 5-10 year proposition, not a 40-year proposition that doesn't work. All right. So now let's compare notes. You either have a lot of money to invest or you go build your network. So let's talk about cash flow quadrant right here. Okay. So if you don't have $36,000 to invest at a 5% rate of return, go find 6 people, 3 team partners and 3 customers, and you keep 150. You want 144,000, you want $600 a month? You either have $144,000 at 5% rate of return per year, or go find 12 people. So what's faster? Do you have the income to invest or to go find a handful of people? See, you compare what's quicker. I would say the right side is quicker than the left side, because if you want to generate a 6-figure income with this compensation plan, all you need is to build an organization of 480 people, or go find $2,160,000 to invest somewhere. So let me ask you a question. What do you think is faster to find? Money or people? Put in the chat. What do you think is faster to find? Money or people? And this goes back again to the bigger your network, the bigger your net worth. Money or people? People. How? Form. Family, occupation, recreation, motivation. There we go. Man, I love you guys. You guys are awesome. So coachable. There we go. People, right? See, it's easier to find people, but you got to ask the right questions. You got to lead them to the peak interest video. You got to get them in the hands of your coach, your leader, on a 3-way call. You know what we did when we got here? We used the heck out of Dr. G.W. Parker. That's why he has no hair. He wouldn't sleep with us. He would do so much for us when we started it, because we leverage on his expertise, his testimonial. We put all the effort to be able to work with him so he can give us all the support. And guess what? We found the people. We use systems and tools. I've been doing this for 31 years, and I'm not smart enough to say that I am smart. I'm smart enough to tell you that I use people's testimonials and experts to do the work. I just get in the middle to get the connection to wherever I need to get it to and use everyone. The bigger your network, the bigger your network. Okay. So let's get in the 5-year game plan, and let's assume that's how long it took you to find 480 committed people on the membership. Wow. It's like having $2 million set aside at 5% rate of return, generating you $9,000. Okay. All right. Next. Okay. So let's talk about immediate cash. The thing that you need to do right now, if you really want to get compensated and break everything the compensation plan with NWR has in store for you, is you gotta be obsessed with 36 memberships. You have to be obsessed with 36 memberships on your team. Whether you capitalize from the momentum bonus or not, it's irrelevant. If you haven't capitalized for the momentum bonus, which is your 150, 450, and 900, I salute you for being here and your bonus expired. You're not a quitter. That has been your investment to learn. If you run out of time, I salute you. But if you did get it, I salute you too. So you're both winners. The ones that haven't gotten it and are still here, and the ones that have gotten it and are still here. This is quick money. But the money that you need to solidify is 36 active memberships. If you can hold 36 active memberships, congratulations. But if your 36 memberships have canceled, congratulations, because you're still here trying to figure out the formula to $1,500 a month in residual income. And you haven't quit. So I salute both stories. 36 here or 36 quit and you're still here. You're a winner because you're seeing this 5 to 10-year game plan the way we see the 5-year to 10-year game plan. Is your level of maturity in the industry. So don't quit with the people that quit. Learn from every person that quits on your team what you need to get better at. Okay. All right. So here we go. Let's find more money. If you haven't gotten to 12 memberships, get to 12 memberships right now before you get to 36 so you can start to enjoy the weekly lifestyle bonus tracker. It's in your back office. Every time you and your team bring 6 in 1 week, you get another $300 on top of your $600 a month in residual income. Work this formula right here and master it. Okay. Because this is what duplicates. You're duplicating something because now when you get to your first $300 on top of your $600 a month in residual income, you got a story to share. Hey, guess what? Our teams 1 week we made, we brought 6 people, we made a $300 bonus. You might not make it the following week, but you're making the attempts. You're teaching your team. At least you got a story to share if you have gotten $300. See, a lot of us talk about our disappointments. Oh, yeah, I brought 12, but 9 quit and I only have 3. Don't talk about those things. Your team doesn't need to know it. Your team needs to know you're making money. So share the stories that have paid you money already and always sell that. Don't sell the people that have quit on your team. Nobody wants to know. Nobody cares. They care about how much money have you made. Always keep those stories very close to you and sell them. Okay? All right. Now let's talk about what your business should look like. This that you see here is your 36 memberships that give you leverage. $50 a day, $1,500 a month, $18,250 per year. If you can hold 36 memberships for the longevity of your business, I salute you. I do. Okay. And we got someone working behind the scenes right now, exploded. And this gentleman hasn't showed up to trainings, but he's holding his membership strong. He sure is. Okay. And I look at his organization and it's like steady. It's not growing. He's busy with other businesses, but it's not dying either. because he understands money. He's a CPA, by the way. So I'm like, wow, he's holding his business. He liquidated all the bonuses and he's still holding it. So I'm pretty sure behind the scenes, he's doing a lot of work to hold them until he grows to a next level and we get him re-engaged back on meetings and trainings. Okay. So if you ask me, Fernando, have you lost memberships? A ton of memberships. Of course, it's part of the process. Look at Elon Musk. He just lost $156 billion. You think he's crying on a quarter because he lost $156 billion this past week? He's trying to figure out how to bounce back. So when people quit on your team, think of Elon Musk. This past week, he lost $156 billion. How would you feel if you lose $156 billion? You lose a membership, it's okay. You lose 10, fine. You lose 100, it's fine. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Let's figure out a way how to hold 36. Once you learn how to hold 36, you're ready for the next level. Okay? So there's going to be waves. You're going to have maybe your first 36, 12, 15, 20 of them will die. Or replace them. There's new money to be made. Now you have your bonuses that you can actually make money from. The company is not going to take your bonuses away. They leave you your bonuses, even if you have to rebuild your residual income again. All right? So, yeah, money has no feelings, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Money has no feelings. We put the feelings with money when we start, to live a life of prosperity. But money has no feelings. It goes where people attract it. So there's a compensation plan here that pays you. We all earn $50, but if you want to start to earn this incredible bonus, become a 3-star executive director, 36 memberships. This money is right here below our treasure, because the company will never take these monies away from you. No matter if your network goes away, you can still rebuild it and generate $80, right? I'll give you an example. Say, for instance, Elisa's 3-star, Zena's 3-star, and they're tremendous leaders. If they go out there and bring more memberships, they're generating $50 like all of us, but they're keeping $30. So say, I'll give you an example. I'm not saying this is happening. Their memberships fall a little bit from the 36. I'm just using them as an example, and they get down to 20. Right? So now they're not getting the residual $50 a day, but they can replace it with new business, $30, to get it right back up. That's how we do it. Martha and I, this is how we do it. When we lose a little bit of structure, we make sure that we put it back into place where it is to be by bringing new business. So get to 36 memberships, because your money and bonuses will never go away until your residual sustains. Once your residual sustains, you can enjoy that. But meanwhile, you control your $50 and your bonus, okay, of $30 for bringing new folks. And this bonus pays you all the way up to $200 when you become a national ambassador and you override all the levels right below you. So the bigger your network, the bigger your net worth. All right, let's assume you're at $200 a day, regional director. You generate $60 on top of your 50. Is that correct? Yeah, $60 on top of your 50. The goal here is to develop 3-star executive directors and get your teams to this level. Once they get to 3-star executive director, 36 memberships, you're still overriding $30 from those teams. I would rather override 30 than $60 personal. You might ask yourself, but why, Fernando? Because that means I got people in my team making money, and they're not going anywhere. They're staying because they're excited about their $1,500 a month in residual income, plus their $50 enrollment and this other $30 bonus. So I get happier getting a $30 than getting my own 60, because on my 60, I got to go out and build it to 3-star. So it takes work to build 36 memberships on your team. So once we have this here, we have more leverage, because we got people generating income. And I would rather have 1030s than 560s. 1030s than 560s. Why? Because leverage. The more our people are making more money, the less effort I have to put out. That's the key to this business. I want people making $15,000 a day. That's my goal. You know what that means? We can go to Mars with Martha and come back, and the business will continue to produce income. Why? Because we got millionaires in our business. That's what you want. I'd rather make a little bit of a bunch than a bunch of little. Okay, and that's how you got to see this compensation plan, because this is what it's designed to do. So when you have a business that brings 2 people a day, you're creating leverage. That's 60 people a month. Okay, and you're generating per day $60 of this bonus, which is an additional $1,800 a month. That's why trainings are important, because the more your people get trained, the more you can grow your daily recruiting numbers. Okay, and I can tell you based on my testimonial what we've done in the past. And because of that, I can bring the experience to the present. So in the past, we got to 21,000 memberships. You know how many people we were bringing a month? And I was maybe bringing like 2 or 3 myself. We were bringing 2,000 people a month. That's how much an organization was bringing at one point in time. We were only bringing like 1 or 2, 3. That's it. And it was amazing to see 2,000 enrollments. That's why leverage is so important to understand. Everybody makes money. Just think about having an organization that brings 10 people a day. And this might seem impossible for you right now because you're only thinking about your effort. You got to think about the team effort. Once the team takes off like a rocket ship, you just get out of their way. Don't get in their way. Get out of the way. Let them shine. This was going to start to happen for you. You're going to start to generate so much money because your team is going to start to recruit 300 people per month. Or, yeah, exactly, 300 people per month. Once we get to that level, oh my God, it's amazing what starts to happen. Now, let's talk about the building teams again. You bring 5 new people, 2, 4, 6 new people yourself, and you develop them to 36 memberships, you generate $100 36 times. And they become 3-star executive director, because this bonus is only paid to those that become 3-star and above. So you got the power. And they're actually talking about a regional director. That's $150 a month. So that means from whatever you bring is $150, and you develop these groups to 36 memberships, you're gonna generate $100 36 times. And now you're leaving teams of $1,500 a month in residual income. These are teams that you can kind of leave them alone a little bit so they can start to duplicate that until they get to your position. Okay, business funding. I'm excited. This past week, we got paid on business funding. We saw a nice check just increase, and I was like, what? And then I saw the names of the people that were funded. You know, I'm still trying to work on funding my own, building my own $50,000, but I'm saving the money that we're generating from the people that are already referring. Okay, so you generate $400 on $50,000 that people, qualify for the business funding. $400. So that means the person that qualified this week made $400. Okay, and the $50,000 they're getting, and I override $100 plus I was paid my legacy bonus on top of that. You see, leverage. Okay, so that's the an extra fundable 360 income. And Dr. G.W. Parker got an override of that. I know he saw that probably on his check. Okay. All right. And this is basically on the works, but I just want to create an anticipation of what cash flow quadrant teaches us. Now, when you qualify for business funding, you get $50,000, and this is still on the works. Okay, so this is a theoretical example. And sometimes we got to project things, okay? And, this is basically something that we can all have access to, which is other people's money, banks. Let's assume that Precious Metals pays you a 3% rate of return monthly. That's a $1,500 rate of return. Let this pay your business funding back, and you keep $1,000 in profit. So think about your membership compensation plan. If you are a 3-star executive director, this is what this is equivalent to. 36 memberships is an equivalent of a $1,500 residual income rate of return. I mean, remember, we talked about money or people. So now you're seeing money and precious metals here. This is another additional income stream on top of your memberships that you're building. So let's put them to compete with each other. And let's go all the way up to 5 years. Now you have borrowed a total of $250,000 in 5 years, and you have an income of $10,146. Let's put 480 memberships in 5 years. Now you have a network, and you have cash flow from an asset. You see, now you got 2 ways of streams of income. This is awesome stuff. So you can put them both to compete. And I can assure you one thing. There's going to be a timing point in your network. Your network temporarily will surpass any investment that you have. Think about MWR gives you $15,000 a day and 33,000 memberships, which is $5,475,000. You build that empire and you start to put that money to work in other avenues. This empire right here is going to give you the big income right away. But then eventually you're going to have so many assets that this other avenue of income will surpass your MWR income. But first, you got to build the MWR income. Leverage. The bigger your network, the bigger your net worth. That's what I want you to think about. Oh, $50,000. I don't got the $3,000 right now to get started, Fernando. Well, let's get it there. What do we need to do? Okay. You can go refer 8 people to business funding, or let's look at your network. Or you need to build your residual income to $100 per day. That's 90 memberships. Either way, it works. If you ask me, what would I rather do? I would rather have my MWR income allow me to make the investments on the other platforms the MWR has in regards to our experts. I want MWR to pay for my entire investments when I start to have enough cash flow to do that. That's what we're working to achieve 33,000 memberships. Imagine land banking, diversified cash flow, precious metals. You got enough cash flow coming in from your income stream of your membership. So if you ask me what to focus on first, building my business so I can start to invest. Okay. But these are some ideas that you have right here. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, you've seen it all. You've heard it all. We don't sell an individual product or service. We sell a membership. Let me go back here. This is what we sell. So don't think about, trying to sell Fundable 360 or precious metals. These are just services that you have accessible through a membership that we sell. So what you're doing is you're selling a Costco membership named MWR, a Sam's Club membership named MWR, a triple membership named MWR. Does that make sense? Let's not deviate from that purpose, because the minute that we start selling individual services, we start to throw away our network. Why? Because now you're specializing on any one of these services. Oops. And now, obviously, you're selling the services within the membership more than the membership. You know what AAA sells? AAA memberships. You know what Costco sells? Costco memberships. So think about being a Costco, being a AAA with MWR. Your business specializes in selling the MWR membership. And the more you have people trained helping you sell the MWR membership, the more everybody makes money. And let people decide what is it that they want out of the membership. Don't sell it for them. Even if you have a testimonial, it's only a compliment. But the testimonial that people are going to get excited about is how much money are you making? That's the best testimonial. How much money is MWR paying you? At the end of the day, that's the biggest testimonial. And then within that, you can say, and by the way, I got land banking because my MWR income allowed me to invest in land banking. I got precious metals because my MWR income allowed me to invest in precious metals. You see the testimony? The services are only a byproduct of what we're here for. How many of you, by the show of hands, are here to build your MWR income? Put number 1 in the chat if you are here to build the MWR income. If you are, all these goodies that you see here in the right, you'll have access to. Why? Because your MWR banking is going to show you, your MWR membership is going to allow you to access all the services that you can start investing on. There we go. Exactly. See, you guys are amazing, man. Love you all. That's what I'm talking about. All right, next. We're almost done. All right, now let's talk about reality. Why MWR? If you look at the debt, national debt, in 1994, it was $4 trillion. In 2025, it's $36 trillion. That's a lot. Now let's look at the billionaires in the entire country, how this divides, almost the entire country, how this divides very unequally. And it's not something that we should say, oh, that's unfair. No. If we see here 800 billionaires in the United States move $7 trillion of the money in the entire country, only 800 people. 167 million people move 4 trillion. Oh, that's unfair. For who? If we are a part of the 167 million and we have 800 people generating $7 trillion, what have they done different that we are not doing? Very simple. They don't listen to critics. They don't listen to the masses. They don't listen to the complainers. They build their networks to build their net worth, and it solely matters to them. That's it. That's why there's a huge gap. And they're exposed publicly. We're looking at the number 1 richest person in the world right now getting killed in all areas. He knows he's got a lot of exposure right now, but you know what? He's leveraging on this exposure because he's going to get 10 times bigger. And they're predicting that he's going to be the first trillionaire. It doesn't matter how criticized he gets in all areas. He's prepared for greatness because he's getting killed right now with all the critics. And I'm not afraid to talk about this. It's the real deal. We're all looking at it in the news every single day. So if you want to separate yourself on the compensation plan, bottom line with MWR, you got to start thinking a little bit more like them. You got to stop listening to broke people. I'm not saying criticize them or disrespect them. Don't listen to them. Don't let them enter into your mentality of $15,000 per day. If they're not going to cooperate, come back to them 5 years down the road. But go find yourself a handful of people like this 800 people have done. And I guarantee you, imagine what we get to have 800 people in MWR generating $15,000 a day. 800 people in MWR generating $15,000 per day. You know what's going to happen? We're going to have a big, thick book of people earning 300 a day, 1,000 a day, 50. There's going to be a big catalog. So when people come and they want to discourage you, say, let me send you the catalog of our compensation plan. And it's not going to be more exposed on paper. They'll see faces there. But we still got to get there. And you know why I say that? Because I've been with 2 companies before where catalogs of people making a ton of money, faces were there, including ours. And it feels good because now you can send that to somebody that says, this doesn't work. Let me send you my little catalog with our stories of all of us having success in MWR. See, this is how I see this. Okay, and I hope you see it the same way. So critics, there's gonna be, you see the bigger crowds, critics, watch. Talkers only talk. Doers win. You gotta separate yourself from these two groups and you gotta start exposing. And the more you're getting left from critics and talkers, you're doing a good job because you're separating yourself. You're working your way into having $15,000 a day come into your life and to your legacy. If that's the only thing that matters, you got to go crazy exposing what MWR has in store for you. And that's what we're doing every single day. We're going to sing this song every single day. I don't care who doesn't want to hear it, but we're going to sing it until we get you all and all of us in a nice catalog where our faces are there and our stories are there. So when someone says this doesn't work, let me send you this little catalog. I want you to see all the faces of the people that are having tremendous success with the MWR compensation plan. As a matter of fact, these people own land. The MWR, they're moving the precious metal industry. They're doing actually fundable. I mean, everything. The stories are just going to be exposed of all of us having tremendous success. And the critics will always be the critics. The talkers will always be the talkers, but we're going to be the doers. Okay? Because all it takes is a handful of people that want to win. And this is how we're finishing this up. Okay? All right. So I want you to start to memorize this because this is how you're going to talk to everyone that you enroll with 249.97. Hey, listen, this is my promise to you, okay? Let's assume Dr. GW is one of my team partners that I just enrolled. This is my promise to you, Dr. GW Parker. I promise to create an atmosphere for you to win. I promise to never take credit for your success. I promise to never take credit for your failures either. So don't blame me when things are not working. That's your responsibility. We're all 1099 independent contractors. I promise that regardless of our friendship, I will always go by the book. That way, neither of us gets into trouble. Why? Because we are here to protect our legacy. And in order for us to protect our legacy, we got to protect our company. Now, what is it that MWR promises to us? To be a company you can be proud of. To be there to help you succeed. To treat you with respect and integrity. To provide you the chance to become financially independent. And finally, to give you the chance to take charge of your life once and for all. And this is it, guys. All right. So I just want to salute you all for staying till the end because it's not who starts, it's who's going to finish with you. And you guys have finished the training with me. So I want you to all put hearts. I'll do my first heart here to congratulate you because you are all tough leaders. You are all unbreakable leaders. You are all unshakable leaders. You are all the best people that we have found to work with. You dream like us. We dream like you. We protect our MWR legacy. And I'm telling you, I hope you're taking yourself with that image to say, I saw that catalog, Fernando, with my face there, my testimonial, with this compensation plan, where my family legacy is being taken care of. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to open up the microphones. Oh, they're open. Wow, look at all you. And cameras, any comments, any thoughts, or anything that you want to spark us with that you're taking with you today from our training? Anyone? Going once? Going twice? They're open, right? Microphones? Yes, they are. All right, guys. So I want to let you get back to your Saturday with your family. Go work your list. Go find more like-minded people like us. And let's go out and make it happen for our families. Okay? Take care. Happy Saturday. Bye now.
Have a good day, Fernando.
Hey, Michelle, praying for you and your daughter. We love you. And happy birthday, by the way. It was this past week.